Hey, it's pasthisprime here, and welcome back to Homeseek, where we're continuing our playthrough of the survival mode, and we are continuing in chapter 5, part 1, and yeah, we're doing okay. We're doing okay at the moment. Things can turn pretty quickly, but right now we're okay. So let's get cracking. I'm sending out another expedition party because we have 2 locations now, so we may as well get this done. Try and get things done quicker and not have things go bad. Okay, let's get you in there. Might as well get just all the scrap we can. Well, there's another pile gone. Probably can't hang around here too long because we have no way to regenerate scrap. That's probably one thing I was talking about at the end of the last video about endless mode. And it's probably one reason you would also do endless mode. And again, it depends how endless mode works. I haven't tried it yet. But it's probably one reason why you might do endless mode for the last chapter of part 2, because you at least have outposts so that you can continuously get supplies in. Well, at least scrap. Food you can make your own, but scrap, the only way you can get it, well, you can get it with that people getting scrap, but it's still not going to be a massive amount. It's going to be trickle fed in. Do we have any more? So there's that one there. That one's been done. No, I think that could be it. Alright, collapsed pier. The pier must have been an impressive structure in its day, sturdy enough to hold hundreds of people as well as vehicles and machinery. What brought this to its knees, we're not sure. A savage storm or simply the tired decay of time? Yeah. The part of the pier connected to the rocks remains intact, as does the far section. It's the metal part which has collapsed into the sea, and only by crossing the partially submerged Ferris wheel can we reach that untouched section. But does the risk equal the potential reward? Well, we can't turn back. Let's do this for old time's sake. Turning back would be silly, even if it does kill somebody. One by one we leap from swinging carriage to carriage. One of us falls in the water and is swept away. We see them struggling to climb up the rocks. A wave hits them once, twice, and on the 3rd time they're gone. The end of the pier is like a time capsule. There is a room full of machines, games, fluffy toys, electric cars, watches, old phones. There are restaurants, fast food stalls, bowling alleys, and a ballroom for dancing. What should we do? Take everything we can. We're never coming back. Yeah. Somebody died. Yes, they did. Okay, we are in no rush. We spend a good while exploring every nook. We smash and grab from the machine, shake others violently, wonder in awe at what people back then, still worked, back then deemed worthy of prizes. We also raid fridges and pantries. We get 75 water. Cool. We have to throw most of the loot across the gap, but we make it back without problems. Crossing is a slow process, but after a while we make it. Okay, we've got two going on here. We regret the loss of our party member, but the pier was a place frozen in time, and we've gained as many insights into our ancestors as we have scrap and supplies. So, are you ready to go? Country Club. It must have been a pleasant world where the primary concern was hitting balls into little holes. Part of us is happy to see this place gone. What a senseless use of water just to keep the grass green. Our whole world now resembles one of their so-called sand bunkers. If only we had a wedge large enough to get us all out of it. At first, we have no idea what this place is supposed to be. It's an undulating expanse of dust and sand. Some perfectly flat areas reveal it to be man-made. There's an entrance entitled Country Club. Inside, we see old photos of a perfect green landscape populated by ponds and lakes. A sign on the wall gives us directions. What should we do? Head left to the hotel or head right to the gift shop and buggy? Yeah, let's go to the hotel. Alright, let's get you guys doing nothing because there's nowhere to go. Bugger. I guess we have to wait for these guys. It's the only problem with having two expedition teams. When you're like this and it's slow going, there's no point. Alright, we take some time to walk around the short corridor lined with a smashed trophy cabinet. In one of the rooms we find a bag filled with a bunch of metal sticks. We recognise them as the clubs from a photo in the lobby. They make great scrap. There's also a small flask with whiskey written on it. It smells toxic, but we take it anyway. Okay, we exit onto the golf course. It's a little more than a desert now. We assume the deeper pits were filled with water. We find a flat area with a sign saying first green. There's a red flag on a bent pole. We pull it out to reveal a perfectly round hole. There's something inside. What should we do? No. No, there's a snake in there. We've done that one before. Don't do it. There's not much for us here as we make our way back to... Hang on, what? Oh. There comes a hiss from a hole and we leap back as a snake emerges and slithers out across the sand. There's not much for us here. As we make our way back to the entrance, we notice several small metal nozzles. Investigation reveals they were attached to pipes. We deduce they were part of a sprinkler system. We spend time scanning the ground. The Ark returns as scheduled and the captain confirms the existence of the island. We hand him the charts we found at the Coast Guard building, which will make future voyages safer. It's difficult to be sure, but he even seems to smile for the briefest of moments. Understood. Okay, two things have opened up. Alright, we've got forward planning now. We feel disgusted at how our ancestors were so frivolous with water just to keep their playground green. It makes us wonder about the divide between rich and poor lifestyles back then. We may all be poor now, but at least we are equal, and in a way that makes us richer. We have discovered the law forward planning. Citizens will now be able to predict the duration of each choice in expedition. Okay. So, we're going to get you to go to the trailer park and you to go to the Maritime Museum. So, we will vote on that. We've got people to spare, haven't we? Wait, where's our thing? So, let's just max that out for fun. No, we're all good. Okay, work is hindered when a vicious dust storm sweeps in out of nowhere, stinging our skin and blinding our eyes. We rush for shelter and wait for it to pass. Unfortunately, we lose a few hours of production with citizens growing frustrated and beginning to bicker. Now, what else stops? It is... I'm going to guess... Hang on. Can we slow down? My wind farm. Now, does solar work? Cloudy weather and rain. It doesn't say it won't work any other time. Okay, forward planning has been voted for. Where, did we get the extra slot? Alright, how can we get at least some water coming in? I guess by doing that. I'd rather some than none. Maritime Museum. Even for our ancestors, museums were windows to the past. For us, it is like a window to an alien civilization. Even the simplest, most mundane objects hold wonder. Whose hands crafted them? Whose busy minds labour over their design? The museum looks deserted. Its glass roof is smashed and disturbed moats swirl in shafts of stabbing sunlight. The entrance hall has a large armoured machine entitled Submarine. There is a ladder leading up to an area, signpost, observation deck, and a door with a metal grill blocking it. What should we do? Go onto the observation deck and look around. Force open the metal grill and head straight to the next area. Let's go have a look. Okay, we pass... Oh, hang on. What did we do? Oh, God. It jumps forward so much. Only takes a few moments to climb up to the reconstructed deck. As well as getting a view of the entire museum, we managed to detach a small telescope which might come in useful. We also notice a crank that will allow us to safely raise the shutters to the next section. 250 scrap. We pass mildewed portraits of old mariners. Their elaborate hairstyles and uniforms amuse us. We read of the exploits of famous adventurers and explorers. The room is untouched. Beyond it, we can see a larger room with a full-sized boat on display. What should we do? Get as much stuff as we can carry. We won't be coming back. Yeah. Okay, what happened? Can we get some solar, guys? Okay, we've got a weather center now. So, yeah, let's get back onto that solar one, since now we're building solar. Do we waste the money? Waste the money? Spend the money? Might be worthwhile. Okay, another pile gone. Having lumbered the ship parts back to camp, we should make use of them as soon as possible to improve the safety and efficiency of the Ark. Install upgrades at first opportunity. Yeah? Let's do it. Let's do it. Okay, we exit through... Is that what we're up to? Spending considerable. We ended up with a load of scrap, half of which were unable to fathom its original purpose. In the end, we have to rush through the final rooms. We find a propeller but don't have time to detach a rudder. We exit through a hallway of world maps and globes. We wonder who else is out there and if they are surviving as we are. It takes us a while to exit, such is the weight of our plunder. Hopefully this equipment will come in useful. Upon leaving, we spot the ferry terminal in the distance. We are almost there. We should finally be able to resolve the issue with the captain's brother. Hang on, what? It said nothing else, though. Oh, trailer park. Okay, do as the man says. The Ark is ready to leave again. We watch as the chosen citizens embark. The rest of us quietly return to our post. Before he leaves, he reminds us of his request to find his brother at the ferry terminal. We know. We know about your brother. Fewer citizens in camp means less productivity. People are annoyed to have been overlooked and tempers are growing short. When two citizens come to blows, we call for a camp meeting. Okay. This cannot go on. Make an example of the two citizens. We cut the rations of the two offenders by half and warn that if anyone else causes trouble, they will receive the same treatment. Or, stress is a killer. Let's organize a fun event. Doing something fun might help break the tension and reforge friendships. For one night, we agree to enjoy extra food and play some music. Sure. Sabotage. Being heavy-handed brings the problem swiftly under control, but there is a gloomy mood about the camp as people drift off in their small groups. At some point in the night, a hole is drilled in our water storage and we lose supplies. There is no proof that the culprit was one of the punished citizens. Okay, pause for a second because something has stopped working from the loss of people. What? It's water? We obviously had more people in there. Well, that's cranked it up. We actually don't need that much power. But hey, we will take it. Okay, yeah, there's a maze. He says that. What do we got? What does he like? He likes food or... Let's give him water. See what he does with the water. Okay, does nothing. Damage. Supplies take a bit of a hit from the festivities, but after a while laughter is heard and someone makes a rousing speech about how we are all one big family and that we are all going to make it out. Some people linger on the edges, reluctant to take part, but the overall mood of the camp feels less tense. Understood. Well, it seems better than using negativity. Okay, so we haven't done that one. We don't actually need it for this one, but... we could do the storage. We could do both storages, actually. Alright. Just keep going. What are you guys doing? Which one are you? So you finished. You're just waiting. Okay, well we have two paths now. Okay, he finds... okay, he leads us out. So water, he leads us out. It's a dismal place. Couldn't have been a lot better back in the day, but it does teach us a little about the communities and how folks used to live. Extra genetic law slot. Really? Alright. You're going to go there. You're going to go there. And ooh, we do. It's either that one or that one. I think that one's going to have more of an impact. I mean, when I say more of an impact if it hits. Clouds, we could just build more other power. So I think we've sort of run out of... I mean, we haven't ran out of things to do. I mean, we could push to go... What? What happens after that? Have we not even got the clean water stuff in this playthrough? Family practice. Just like our own camp, small communities required access to medicines. We've seen huge buildings with hundreds of beds and machines, but here we find something more basic, more familiar. It's a personal level of care that hints at the good intentions some of our ancestors had. The small village is in ruins. Dust and sand is piled up around abandoned cars and blocking doorways. A faded sign that says Dr. Thomas's surgery notifies us we are in the right place. Make a shovel from the scrap and remove the sand blocking the door. Climb onto the low roof and enter through a window. Nah, dig away. Yeah, I want to see. So that creates poor. That's poor. That's poor. Yeah, we have nothing to make actually clean water. Is that because I haven't researched it? Or you just don't get it? Okay, no, you need that. So, that could be used for either. So it could be used for this as well, right? Hang on. Uses power for conversion of salt water to clean water. Is that one as well? Did I not see that? So is that an upgrade to that? Might be. Might have to look at that. I'll get the storage done first, though. Okay, make the shovel. We spend some time making the shovel. Sand is piled deep, but when shifted, the door creaks open of its own accord. Inside, there is a small waiting room and reception area at the end of a short corridor. There's a locked door. What should we do? Search the reception area for a key. Yeah, do that. Okay, university. It's difficult to envisage a time when people would do nothing at all but study. This complex is vast and seems to have offered its attendees the opportunity to advance in anything from chemicals, painting and writing to more physical activities where large crowds could watch. School may be out, but we can learn a lot from this place. The university gate hangs on its hinges. Conveniently, there is a map of the campus laid out before us on a fading board. We decide on a route and head through the reception to the canteen area. A clattering noise from the kitchen halts us in our tracks. What should we do? Explore the kitchen and see what made the noise. Scan the refectory and continue quietly. I am gonna ignore the kitchen. Yeah, missed this one. We take some time to rifle through the drawers and cabinets. As well as finding a bunch of keys, we also find a small fridge with unopened bottles of water. The doctor's office is untouched. We spin a high-backed chair around and recoil when we see the shriveled, long-haired corpse still seated there. An empty syringe lies on his lap. The name badge tells us this was Dr. Thomas. We take our time searching every corner of the room. Alright, the refectory at first reveals nothing of interest. However, under a collapsed table against the back wall, we find a water cooler. A barrel lies on its side covered with dust. Miraculously, there is still water inside. Though it appears somewhat green, we grab it and leave. A room labelled biology catches our eye. Inside, we see an area once designated to growing plants. They are all dead now, and the soil in the pots is cracked and dry. We spot something wedged behind a heavy cabinet. What should we do? Attempt to move the heavy cabinet by forming a lever of scrap. Yes, let's do that. Okay, we get more than what we came for, stocking up on badges, needles, tablets that apparently kill pain, some stainless steel scissors and scalpels. We hurry back to camp to put them to good use. Well, do we? I mean, we could. There's only one location left. Hang on, what supplies have you got? Not much. You've got a lot. I think you'd be better off going over here. Except we can't. So we'll just wait for this. Oh, hang on. We spent some time making a lever and shifting the cabinet. The cabinet is heavy and one of our party gets his fingers crushed when trying to remove the object. A second attempt reveals it to be an old packet of tomato seeds. It's been costly, but we can use this back at our farm. We exit through the rear of the university. There are several structures whose concept is so alien to us, their purposes seem surreal. It's the sports complex and comprise an area much larger than our settlement, reserved for diversion and competition alone. We take some time to look around. Okay, what's happening in the camp? We're still researching, that's right. Okay, so we can vote on this. Citizens' daily water needs are reduced by 5. I'll just blank it out. Okay. Well, we'll vote for that. That's an R. Could replace that one. Okay, so yeah, all right. Yep, that's it. We discovered that. You go home and you go to the ferry terminal. Go and check on the brother. Thou art brother. If you upgrade that, what happens? Does it instantly upgrade all of this stuff? Propaganda. Come dawn, we find a worrying slogan painted across the water tower. In red paint it says, "Beware those who drink deeply." Nobody admits to the act, but several heads nod as if agreeing with the statement. The atmosphere in camp has changed. There's a sense of mistrust that was not present before. It is evident in everything from subtle gestures to sideways glances in the food hall. Good humour feels forced and shallow. You people are never content. I do everything for you. I give you everything. And all you do is complain. Alright, so if we do that one, yeah, get the gut buckets out. Yep. Okay, advanced water storage. So let's go and do that one. Oh, that would have been good. Why didn't I do that? Oh my god, so many things would be good. Oh well, we'll get there. Okay, well, first off, we can bang that up. Bang that up, even though that doesn't really need it, but we'll do it anyway. And we'll move on. I mean, it's fixed that problem. Not that it really was a problem, but... We've got one person depressed. No one's in medical. Ferry terminal. The days when people could come and go freely have long passed. Whatever happened to the ferries that were here is another in a long litany of unanswered questions. Stolen, sunken, stripped, scrapped. Either way, the terminal itself is in ruins and the sea has picked away at it like dogs at a corpse. Tired of the captain's demands, we trudge up to the defunct ferry terminal. As expected, there are no boats and the place is in ruins. A shrill voice halts us in our tracks, warning us to turn back or die. What should we do? Explain that someone called the captain sent us. Lie and say we're here to trade. Be honest. Just be honest. I think he hates his brother, or there's some reason they hate each other. But I think we can resolve it. We wait anxiously, time passing as the silence swallows our words. Just when we think we are being ignored, a mad laughter echoes around the walls. Captain, Captain, it mocks. We share concerned glances, but nothing else happens. He asks us what message we bring. We are uncertain what response will incur the least anger. What should we do? Tell him we know that the captain is his brother and that he wishes to make amends. Tell him we don't trust the captain and would prefer his brother to come to the island. Ooh. I would have done that before. And I got a feeling the brother ends up dead. We either have to fight him or something. I'm going to go with that one. Time seems to drag as we wait for a response. At length, he tells us we have made another mistake. We rush back. There is an explosion, but the warning gives us a chance to avoid the main brunt. What? 2 of us received injuries. When the dust clears, we re-enter the room and find our attacker wedged below a fallen chunk of stone. We approach the captain's brother. He gives us an unhinged laugh as blood trickles from the corner of his mouth. He raises his hand and with a final breath whispers, "You go to your doom." This is the same outcome that we got by doing the amends, I'm sure. Or did I pick the same one again? I can't remember. I would have thought I would have picked the amends one, but I'm sure it definitely ends the same way, so there's really no way to actually change the outcome of this. Alright. Well, we have to tell him. Now that we've fulfilled the captain's request, we should deliver the news of his brother's fate. The captain's brow is etched with grief. He looks away for a time, and when at last he turns, we see nothing but resignation. He nods grimly and moves to the helm. There is nothing left for him here now, and his fate lies with our own. Give the captain the news. We just did, didn't you? That was the point of what you just said. So we're done. That's it of the exploring. Now all we can do is keep shipping people off. Alright, the ark returns and for once the captain seems happy. Well, why? We just told him his brother died, didn't we? And how did we tell him if he was not here? His smile widens when we present the propeller and rudder we discovered at the Maritime Museum, and he puts them to use immediately. Learning the ropes. Reach the Maritime in order to find ship parts to increase the boat's speed. Wow, we beat you to it. You couldn't even tell us. I was so fast. You didn't even tell me. Go to the medical bay. It's bloody empty. What's wrong with ya? So, no need to do expeditions anymore, I believe. Correct. Whoops. Probably really wasn't valuable having 2 expedition parties, but alright, let's do that input one. Now, can this be upgraded? No, it's a different... Hang on, but it's still salt water, so you would have to rip this down, destroy it, and rebuild? Are you kidding me? Why didn't they make it an upgrade? That's ridiculous. Well, let's wait till the end of the day anyway. There's no point pulling it down in the daytime. We'll wait until it's not functioning. And then we'll do it. Yeah, that should be an upgrade, really. Because it's not like you add it to it. It literally replaces it. I'd get it if you put it beside it and go, I'm gonna... Well, hang on, I should check that. Yeah, It's a conversion of salt water to clean water. Now, if you did the other research, there was one that you could do pour water, so you could convert that to clean water after this, but that would seem a bit silly. What the filters? The Ark is ready and we make a decision who to send. The chosen citizens board. Set sail. 6 citizens have left. Yeah, it's practically the end of the day. Okay, that increases the input of that. We could increase the input of the farm. Don't really need that. Let's just knock this one off. I mean, this is not doing anything at the moment. No, let's not bother. Okay, let's destroy that building. Oh, I hate that. I can't do that because it's currently got poor water. Now, if it empties, can I do it? Or do I have to wait until it's actually gone? Let's build another one. I mean, I can't feed this into the screw because the screw can only have one input. So I do have to make a decision about that. But what I want to do is I want to get at least this. Get this filled up with some clean water first. In the failing daylight, the Ark returns. It narrowly misses the rock at the entrance to the bay, which would have spelled disaster. The captain refuses to sail again until we light a fire in the old lighthouse at dusk and dawn. Understood. We need to repair the steps to the lighthouse in order to light a beacon for when the Ark returns. Well, that's pretty easy. We've got 10,000. As expected, the captain's men finally arrive at the camp. We welcome them cordially, although some concern is expressed at the sudden influx of mouths to feed. It's only 5? Calm down. Have we got enough housing? We do, because we've been shipping people off. We can heal them. We can water them. Now what? Clouds. That will impact our solar, but hopefully we've got enough power elsewhere. Well, yeah. Yeah, we're good. We're good. We're good. Now what? With fewer people in camp, confrontations become inevitable. In the evening food queue, there is an altercation between 2 citizens from different groups. A plate clatters to the floor, spilling the food. The victim claims he was pushed. The accused denies it. There are no impartial witnesses. Assume it was intentional. Nip this sort of thing in the bud. This behavior will not stand and is at the detriment to the entire camp, who are hungry and striving to accumulate supplies. Make the accused hand over his plate to the victim as a lesson to all. Assume it was an accident and make light of it. Replace the food and tell everyone to sit down and enjoy their meal. Yeah, let's just do that. Some shouting is heard from across the camp where two groups of citizens are arguing. Accusations are made about an attempted bribery onto the next voyage. The remaining citizens quickly separate the two groups, attempting to quell the situation. Speak with diplomacy. Tell both groups that their conspiracy theories are unfounded and prove it by electing several members from each group for the Ark, demonstrating that everyone has an equal chance. Speak with authority. Grow up, children. Do you think any of us asked for this? We'll settle it by taking both groups off the list and choose those who have not been causing trouble. Perhaps from now on, they will act more rationally. I mean, I'd love to go that, but I just don't think it's going to help. I think we'll go with diplomacy. Well, clearly it's not working. They look stunned at first, then faces grow flushed. Both groups are suddenly united in their anger and turn upon the immediate intermediary as well as on each other. Fists and feet lash out and some weapons are drawn. By the time it has been brought under control, several people are seriously injured and there has been some damage to the water supply. The main offenders are identified and later forcefully evicted from the camp. So after all that, I try to do the right thing. And they're all gone anyway. Okay, this is almost out. I'm trying to watch something. A citizen falls from the bridge while transporting scrap. His body is swept out to sea. There is a heated discussion which reveals the deceased to have been one of the men involved in the confrontation in the food hall. We are unable to ascertain the cause of the accident. Accident. Seems sus. Alright, that's gone. Pause. You die. Okay. You. No, wrong way. Hang on. You got to go to the screw. Okay, so we've got clean water. Hopefully that'll fix our food. Absolutely. You'll get lovely clean water now. We have completed the research of the osmosis. Okay, so I'm going to go for anything that's of benefit. Well, actually, let's just do that first. Get all the text researched. Anchors away. It's getting increasingly difficult to decide who goes and to balance what we need to survive. We make our choices. Nobody feels much like talking. A hard day's work awaits us. Fix the lighthouse and sail now. Absolutely. What have we done? 24. Did they go from anywhere critical? Hopefully we're just taking spares. Oh, come on, guys. Cave story. We find a stash of clean water and food in a nearby cave. Someone has evidently been skimming off the top, perhaps as a backup plan. We recover the contraband, but a rock placed as a trap crushes the legs of two of our party. We wait and catch the culprit. They have been with us since the beginning, and it is with heavy hearts we must exile them. Some try to convince us to forgive them, but we simply cannot survive with treachery among us, and cannot condone an act that could have easily killed one of our citizens. Understood. Come on, guys. What are you doing? This is not even me causing this issue. This is all your fault. You're doing it to yourself, people. I'm doing the right thing here. Upon its return, the Ark collides with some submerged rocks. A terrible scraping sound echoes across the bay. It makes it to land, but has a long crack running the length of its hull. We'll have to patch it before another journey, but fear we are only prolonging its inevitable demise. Understood. Okay, another 750. This is what the brother was saying about the captain. He's an idiot. He's not a captain at all. He's been lying to us. Could do... No. Okay, so we're starting to lose some people in different spots. We can take someone here. We haven't got... Okay, have we got anything we haven't actually researched? No. So just improvements now. So we can improve the input to the farm. Increase the storage. The scrap cost. That's a recycling center, hang on. Is that just for building it, or is that also the scrap using it? Let's go with extra people. Alright, with most of the damage repaired, we choose who is to embark. For now, the Ark is still functioning, but we are all on edge as it leaves the bay. Repair and sail. What are we up to? 24. So, we'd only have one more to go. Resentment. The camp is noticeably quieter. There is a menacing atmosphere just below the surface. Masked in subtle gestures or glares, work is disrupted when a fresh corpse with a caved-in skull is discovered behind the lighthouse. Known rivals of the man are brought into question. Reduce rivals' rations until culprit is outed. Expel rivals from camp if culprit is not outed. A small group are angry but do not deny responsibility. They work with half rations knowing that soon they will be away from this place. Friends of the deceased want vengeance. No matter how tight-knit the group has become, nobody wants to be exiled. The murderer is identified and banished from the camp with no supplies. Yeah, let's do that. Slow down. A string of unpleasant events and difficult decisions have resulted in a sour mood in the camp. We've all had enough. Many workers perform a slowdown strike. Some citizens seem to have even stopped caring at this point. Oh, I don't know what you want me to do, guys. I'm trying to do everything for you, and you just don't care. Okay, I'm actually going to take... everybody? Okay, not everybody. A few out of there. That's fine. I'll push that one back up. Tensions are getting extremely high. Is that a heat wave? That's what we need. Bailing out. The arc returns but barely. It is taking on a lot of water. The crack in the hull is noticeably wider. We bail out the water and do our best to repair it. We glumly acknowledge that the next journey must be our last. We must get our affairs in order for the one last push. Understood. Let's do that one. Dot the I's and cross the T's. This is it, but are we ready? The Ark is holding together almost as precariously as we are. It's time to call back all expeditioners and gather our supplies. Every day we delay, tension will rise, but once we leave, there will be no coming back. Well, there's nothing really to stay for, so... Understood. Everybody is back. We're just waiting for you to get your butt into gear with the boat. I'm just getting as much research done as I can. Let's get all the people upgrades. Not that we need half of these, but... The Ark's hull was all but split in two. Even hammered and strapped together with scrap, we will constantly have to bail out the water. We've done all we can under extremely tough circumstances. We make our final choices. Any left behind now will have to fend for themselves. The camp fades into the distance. A better life supposedly awaits us, but at what cost? Off we go to the end.
As the Ark bears the last of us away, our camp is lost behind the headland. Daring to believe we've made it, we let our shoulders sag. Hesitant, wary smiles begin to emerge as we look not behind, but ahead to the horizon. We do not know if this is the end of our tale, or simply the start of a new chapter. But one thing is for certain. Arcadia waits, and we are anxious to arrive.
%276%. Holy cow, that is... I'm happy with that. Very happy with that. All right, so there's no continue. So that says to me that part 1 and 2 are entirely separate. So yeah, there you go. So what I'm going to do, just in case I don't know, let me know your thoughts in the comments. As I've said in the previous video, do you really want me to go and do survival mode for part 2? Because yeah, the counts on this game videos are pretty low. So what I was thinking of doing is go and try out the endless modes, see what they're about, experience them. Obviously not play them endlessly, but play them enough till I'm happy and see what they're about. As I said, I want to see what the options are, how they work, that sort of thing. If we do it in like a first chapter, if we do it in a last chapter, I don't know. And then after that, if they haven't done any work or updates on the game or anything like that, we have to make a decision whether we do part 2 survival mode or we take the game off the channel. I have enjoyed it, so even if it comes off the channel, that's not a reflection on the game. I have enjoyed it, but it's just run its course. That's the thing. Some games have massive longevity and other ones you just enjoy them for a period of time and then you stop. So anyway, let me know your thoughts on all that sort of stuff. But like I said, we'll probably come back in the next video and have a go at an endless mode. Do that for a couple of times just to at least experience that. And then we'll make a final decision on what we're going to do after that. But do let me know because it helps guide the channel and all that sort of stuff. I read all the comments, answer every comment as soon as I possibly can. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching and I'll catch you in the next one.